Yeah, good morning. Hey now, PASW staff, clients, and friends joining us. Welcome to Thursday's class. We're almost done with the week. What a week we've had. The Graduate, Poulenc, Frank Zappa. Now we're going to go completely in a different direction because, we got to change it up. I don't want anyone getting bored out there, including me. My attention span is pretty good for 10 minutes. These classes are just enough time. But gosh, we're gonna have fun today. This is. I've been waiting to do a thing about this guy for a long time. Very interesting guy. Probably you're not going to be able to believe what this guy accomplished, and it's going to be a very. You're going to see a lot of legs though. So if that's a little offensive, I don't think you should be watching this. So a little disclaimer there. We're going to be talking about the genius director and choreographer Busby Berkeley. Yes, all of these amazing scenes are directed and choreographed by Busby Berkeley. We're going to look at his life and mostly his technique and what he contributed to cinema. If you don't know the name, that's okay. Almost, so many directors have stolen from him, including the very famous scene in The Big Lebowski. Paid tribute to him, maybe it's a better way of saying it, but he really helped make the golden age of Hollywood, the 1930s mostly in particular. He showed how brilliant his imagination was, and people loved it. I mean, how could you not? It's very hard to not think that this is spectacular stuff. I'll probably just be showing some clips and talking about them in between because, we're not going to sit and watch all the movies, of course. Just what he contributed to. As you can see there, the geometric patterns are amazing. He used large numbers of showgirls, a few that he married, actually, and props as fantasy elements and a kaleidoscope on-screen performances. That's what he's doing. How did he get there? Well, born in L.A. actually, and age 5 he's already on the stage. His dad dies when he's young, and his mom is a movie star in the silent era mostly. What is his training? Well, he never took any dance lessons. His dancing education and training was in the army in World War I. He was trained to organize all the troops. So that's kind of when his directing came in. This shows you that show business isn't just about being on screen. Show business can be in the courtroom as a lawyer. You can be acting, and in the army you can be directing, I guess. So that's where he got his start, directing military parades. And when he gets to 1930, that's when he becomes really the king of this Broadway, filming with Eddie Cantor's film Whoopi. And he took a static camera and gave it legs. That's what people kind of would say about him. They said that he would sit on the set for days and just think of ways of how to make this look different. And it's amazing because all of this, we've talked about master shots before, the beauty of the master shot, where there's no cuts, where the camera floats around to get in, to present a better environment. We know all about that, of course. That's what he did. His he not only did he choreograph these dancers, but the camera wasn't ever shot. He didn't want anyone changing the cuts. That's what he said. So if it's in one shot, you can't really get different angles. There was no coverage. So I mean, this would take all day to set up, and then the dancers sometimes he'd work until night. He was a workaholic. He was always on the set. But the angles that he used and the movements, it would be very hard. Nobody in the audience. It's like you're at a Broadway show, only an aerial, like you're in the moment of a Broadway show. You couldn't see any of this stuff if you were in the audience, obviously. So he would place the camera directly above the action to show the performers. So he was all about presentation, as you can see. He would spend and they said that he was less concerned with how well the girls could dance, as opposed to how attractive they fit in these geometric patterns. Because it's true. I mean, some of them are great dancers, but some of them it looks so perfect. I mean, it's unbelievable how he even got these things to work. And he was so focused on the presentation, the decoration, and they said that some of these scenes cost $10,000 a minute. And that kind of money is crazy, especially during the Depression, because this is, of course, during the Depression. But the camera techniques, I mean, unbelievable how he's floating around, and these sets that were so big. And, I mean, he was using all aspects of dancing, music, choreography, camera movement. I mean, way ahead of his time, And he would get close to the action, and he would make it move. He would bring it dimension. He would pull apart musical elements, going to close-ups and dancers' legs and the smiling and the faces, the hopeful faces, the smile. I mean, so many camera setups just for a single number, and from every conceivable viewpoint, he was just. I mean, he must have been in Disneyland doing these things. He was a ruthless tyrant on set, and it was known for perfection. Obviously, he was married 6 times. I don't think heavy drinker would drink martinis in the bathtub, and pretty crazy personal life. Again, another genius that's eccentric, to say the least, and gone into some trouble with some drunk driving and all that stuff. But gosh, what he contributed to film was just amazing. I mean, these things are just, it's kind of like it's just eye candy. It really makes you smile. But he lived until he was 80, and died from natural causes. So I mean, he got to see a lot of Hollywood and got to see a lot of the influence that he left on so many directors that took up what, I mean, it must have been so exciting. Definitely for the people during the Depression that could afford just a ticket to go. You couldn't see a real play or a real Broadway show, but you could go in and see a movie, and to see a movie like this on the screen, to get that kind of entertainment must have just been exhilarating, because even today it's unbelievable the extreme attention to detail he had, to make us all smile even today. So that's Busby Berkeley. So now you know about him. Genius. Oh my gosh, so exciting. Tomorrow's film scoring results for The Graduate, so can't wait to show you guys that. Okay, love you, miss you, see you soon.